Okay, so prepare well and come for the test paper and the next Saturday. Okay, I'll be preparing it today itself. I hope that you have received the worksheets based on the topic which we have covered and also the worksheet on determiners. And I hope it's over and you will be able to write the story based on the outlines which I have given. And the 4 people I have told you to prepare is one is YK Muhammad Bashir, Kamala Das, Ruskin Bond and all, right? Is it done? Is it over? Over? All the activities? Okay, fine. If it is not over, please do finish it at the earliest. So, my dear children, now today, anyway, we need to begin a new topic. As we have completed a small topic called determiners, we should complete the next topic for the final examination. The topic is a familiar one, active and passive voice. Okay, the next topic for you is active and passive voice again. So let us learn active and passive voice from this class. Children, I have a question. Can you define a sentence? You are thorough with the 4 kinds of sentences. You know what are the 3 types of sentences. And can you tell me or can you define a sentence in a simple way?
It's a group of words
First point is okay, it's a group of words.
which has a meaning. It has a
Louder,
complete,
Adhikesh.
and which has a complete meaning.
Yeah, finally we got the right answer. It has a complete verb. What do you mean by complete verb, Adigesh? Complete verb is equal to finite verb, right? So we have a subject, we have a predicate, and the predicate consists of a finite verb in it. And it has a complete meaning and it is well arranged. Such a group of words which conveys a meaning are known as sentences in English grammar, right? At the same time, I have another question to you. What is called a voice in English? Voice means sound. But in English grammar, can you define a voice? What is the use of voice? See, as you all know, the language is very beautiful, right? So we can express our ideas and ideologies using language. If you have a wonderful flowery language, the ideas that you are expressing is also very good, right? You're familiar with the person, Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Why everybody is behind him? Why all are behind that such a wonderful person who is playing or jiggling with words? Do you know the reason why? Because he is using sentences in a different way, not like a normal way, right? If you listen to his words, if you listen to his books, speeches, even a normal general talk, you can see that he's playing with words, right? There are words in the dictionary which we are not aware. Okay, so he is, or Shashi Tharoor is, or Sudha Murthy is a person who is using a very simple language, but she is a wonderful writer. How? Because she knows the way of expressing one single idea in different ways, right? So a voice can be used to transform one type of sentence into another type without changing the meaning. Children, a voice means expressing the same idea in 2 different ways without changing the meaning. Okay, this is very important. If somebody asks you about voice, you should define this. Okay, a voice. We know that we have 2 different voices: active voice and passive voice. As you are all aware that these voices expresses the single idea in 2 different ways. So we can express one single idea into 2 different ways without changing its meaning. So we have 2 voices, active voice and passive voice. Okay, how can we distinguish a group of sentences into active and passive voice? Can you guess how it is possible? How to divide or how to split a group of words into, or how to label group of words into active voice and passive voice? As Adikesh Anup said, Adikesh said, ma'am, it has a complete verb. As it is complete verb, it means it has a finite verb in it. Finite verb means it has a complete tense form in it, isn't it? So if you are getting a set of words like 10 sentences, 5 active, 5 passive, but it is easy for us to identify the 5 active sentences because in the active sentence, you can see the verb takes the finite form of the verb. Okay, the verb is finite form of the verb in an active voice. At the same time, the verb takes the form of be plus past participle form of the verb in the passive voice. Okay, children, listen. This is the only method that you can identify active and passive voice. You please look at the verb, identify the verb from the group of sentences, and just imagine or just think or just check that whether the verb is a finite verb or the verb is in the form of be plus past participle form. Okay, finite verb means it has a tense form. Be plus past participle form also is, it is easy to identify the tense form, but it is not in the finite format. It is in the form of be plus past participle form of the verb format. Okay, if the verb is in be plus past participle form, such a sentences can be labeled as passive voice sentences, and if it takes the form of finite verb, you can label it as an active voice. Children, remember, it is impossible for us to change all the sentences into passive. Why? I usually say that it is impossible for us to change all the sentences into passive. You know why? I have two sentences for you. Okay, Surya Dev kicked a ball. Okay, Surya Dev kicked a ball. Amin is handsome. I have two sentences. Surya Dev kicked a ball. Amin is handsome. The first sentence, it is easy for me to transfer or transform it into passive. But the second sentence, Amin is handsome, I cannot change the sentence into passive. Why?
There is no object.
Excellent. We don't have an object in the second sentence. So remember, children, it is easy or it is possible only those sentences with objects can be turned, can be transformed, can be changed into passive voice without changing the meaning. So in active and passive voice, like the verb, here the subject and object plays an important role. Okay, so we need an object in each and every sentences if you want to transform such sentences into passive. Okay, it is easy for us to change a sentence from active to passive if such or those sentences have an object in it. Okay, now you tell me, what is a subject? You defined a sentence. We had a discussion about the finite verb, and we discussed about the active and passive voice in general and voice in general, and now it is actually pointing its finger to the subject and object because it has very important role in active and passive voice. Can you define a subject, children? Can anyone define a subject?
It's doer of an action.
Excellent. In a sentence, if the subject is doing an action or if the subject is predominant, if the subject plays a major role, we can call such sentences as active voice or such sentences in active voice. Okay, remember, subject is active in active voice. Okay, the subject is doing an action, so the subject is active in an active voice. Whereas in a passive voice, the subject of the active voice is very passive. It is not doing the action in the passive voice. Am I clear? I think you have a little confusion. Remember, children, active voice. In an active voice, the subject is actively doing an action. Okay, it is actively doing an action. So you can call a subject as active in an active voice. Okay, the dog attacked the postman. Okay, the dog attacked the postman. Remember, a postman is opening your house gate and it is actually entering through the front gate of your house. Okay, you have a pet animal, a Rottweiler in your home, and without your permission, if the postman enters, what happens? Definitely this dog will jump over him and try to defend him, right? Try to block him for entering to your courtyard, right? Right, children? So here, who is active?
The dog.
Who is active here? The dog is active because the do is doing an action. He is attacking the postman. Okay, and the attack was actually received by the postman, right? So here the receiver of an action is the postman, and I can call the postman as an object in the sentence. Dog, active subject, so I can call the dog in the form of a subject. Okay, at the same time, the second person, that is the postman, is attacked by the dog. So here he is receiving an action from the dog, the subject. So I can label the postman as an object in the sentence. Correct? Correct?
Yes,
Am I right? So we have one sentence, the dog attacked the postman. Okay, so the postman was attacked by the dog. Okay, so we need subject and object for converting one active sentence into passive and passive into active. Am I clear?
yes, ma'am.
Am I clear, children?
Yes,
So
yes,
in an active voice, the subject gets predominance. Okay, in an active voice, the subject gets predominance, whereas in passive voice, the object gets importance. Am I clear? Am I clear? Remember this point. So we discussed a few points today. A voice is used for expressing one single idea in two different ways. Okay, without changing its meaning. Children, remember the example. I always quote this example. Rama killed Ravana. Okay, Rama, the god, killed the human, killed Ravana, the demon. Okay, so what happens here? Rama is very active because he attacked Ravana and he killed Ravana, the demon. Right? At the same time, here in the sentence, in the first sentence, you can see that Ravana received an action from the Rama. Okay, so here in the sentence, in the first sentence, Ravana is passive because he was attacked. At the same time, Rama is active because he is attacking, he is doing the action. So Rama subject, Ravana object. When we convert the same sentence into passive voice, we have to interchange the position of the subject and object. There are 3 points to remember before you convert one sentence into active to passive. See, we have a subject, we have an object. Okay, Rama killed Ravana. So Rama is the subject and Ravana is the object in the first sentence. When we transform, when we change the sentence into passive, we should interchange the position of subject with object and object with subject. How can it be possible? Let me explain this with the help of the board. Children, look at here. The dog attacked the postman. Okay, I have a sentence. The dog attacked the postman. Okay, here, the dog is an active subject. The sentence in active voice because it has a finite verb. And tell me the tense of the sentence. Look at the finite verb and tell me the tense of the sentence.
Past.
What past?
Simple past.
It is in simple past. So remember this, the sentence in simple past. Okay. So we need to change the same sentence into passive voice. As I have told, the active person is subject and who receives the action is actually called an object. So we have a subject, we have an object in the sentence. At the same time, we know this one is the finite verb which shows the tense. So the tense of the sentence is actually simple past. Clear? Am I clear? So now we are changing the sentence into passive voice by keeping 3 points in our mind. Okay. The point number 1, we should change the position of the object and subject. Interchange the position of the subject and object. How it is possible? So the object becomes subject. So the postman is the object of active voice. So we just change the position of this object's position with the subject. See, now the postman becomes the subject of the passive voice. At the same time, the subject becomes the object. So I can write the dog in the position of an object. Am I clear?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
clear?
Yes,
And we have got a verb here, and this is finite verb. Okay, you said because this is in simple present tense or simple past tense. It shows it is in simple past tense, isn't it? Isn't it? So
Yes.
point number 2 to remember before changing the sentence is the verb should be in the form of be plus past participle form of the verb. Verb must be changed into be plus past participle form of the verb. Remember, it must be past participle form of the verb. Okay, children. Now, let me stop sharing. I actually want to ask you, what are the be forms used in English grammar?
Ma'am,
Am, is, or was,
We
were.
have am, is, are, was, were, isn't it? We have am, is, are, was, were. Look at here. I'm going to throw a small box. I'm going to divide this box into another pieces. We have present form. We have past form. We have past participle form. And we have present participle form. Okay? So tell me the present form of be. Again, I am going to divide the present and past into another column. The first one is singular, second one for plural. Again, first one is singular, next one is plural. Now, tell me the be forms. Tell me the be forms in English grammar. Form of be. Be forms. Present form singular of be.
is,
Only is?
am,
Am and is. Present form singular. Be form singular form is or am. If the subject is singular, use is or am according to the subject. And tell me the plural form of be. Present. Are. Instead of are, is and am, we can use the plural form, the present form are. At the same time, tell me the singular form of be, past tense.
was,
Very good. Was. Plural form of be, past.
were,
Okay, it is where. At the same time, tell me the past participle form of be.
been,
Louder.
been,
Been. Tell me the present participle form of be.
being,
Louder.
being,
Being. Okay, and tell me there are 4 forms of a verb. Okay, a verb has its 4 forms. What are the 4 forms again? We have a present form, we have a past form, we have past participle form, right? Past participle form, and we have a present participle form. Okay, so we need to use present participle. We need to use past participle form of the verb with the be form when you convert one sentence into passive voice. Okay, so I have a word here, speak. Okay, speak is the plural form of present tense. What is the singular form of speak? What is the singular form of speak? Simple
Speaks.
present singular.
speaks,
Speaks. Excellent. So present form, speak or speaks. Okay, past form of the verb, speak.
spoke,
Very good. Spoke. S-P-O-K-E. Spoke. Past participle form of the verb speak.
spoken,
Louder.
spoken,
Spoken. Present participle form,
speaking,
speaking. Got it? So you please remember the past participle form of the verb speak in your mind always, because when you change one sentence into passive voice, we should use with the verb form. With the be form, we should use the past participle form of the verb always. Clear? Be form plus past participle form of the verb. So my dear children, if the subject is singular, you can take the singular be form and past participle form. If the subject is plural, you please take the plural auxiliary verb be form plus its past participle form. Okay? Okay, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me share the screen once again. We are moving to the previous page. The dog attacked the postman. Okay, according to the point number 1, we have interchanged the position of the subject with object, and again here object with subject, right, in the passive form. And I have told you we must use the form of be plus past participle form of the verb. Okay, we have to use be plus past participle form of the verb. Now can you tell me, attacked, the postman is singular or
Was
plural?
attacked.
Attack.
Was attacked.
Postman is singular or plural?
Singular.
Say louder.
Singular.
This is singular subject, right? Singular subject. Okay. And tell me, it is the tense of the sentence is actually, it is in simple past. Correct?
Yes.
So look at the board. Simple past form, singular be form. Past form of the verb, singular form, was. So we prefer was. Okay. So please do write here the postman was. Okay, the verb is was. And now we think about this attacked. The verb is attacked here. So what is the past participle form of the verb attack?
Attacked.
Louder. See, attack, attacks, present form. Okay, attacked, past form. And what is the past participle form of the verb attack?
Attack.
Attacked itself. Okay, attacked, past participle form. And present participle?
Attack.
Attacking. So you are going to use singular past form because the tense shows it is in past, plus you are going to use the past participle form of the verb attack, okay, in the sentence. So your sentence is, the postman was attacked. Okay, the postman was attacked. And now point number 3, we should use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Children, we must or we should use the preposition by. Remember, we should use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Now, the sentence is, the postman was attacked by the dog. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes,
Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Children, remember, to convert one sentence into passive voice, we should remember 3 points in our mind. Okay? Point number 1, we must interchange the position of the subject with object and object with subject. Okay? Point number 2, the verb of the active voice should be changed into the form of be plus past participle form of the verb. Am I clear? And the point number 3 is, we must use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. If all these points are okay, then we can call or we can make or we can transform an active voice into passive. Am I clear? Without changing the meaning. Am I clear?
Yes.
Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No doubt. So let me share the screen once again. We need to know more about this sentence. Look at here. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The definition of voice is here. A voice is the term used to describe whether a verb is active or passive. As I have told you, voice we are actually expressing one single idea in two different ways without changing the meaning. Along with that, it is the term used to describe whether the verb is active or passive. Okay, whether the subject is active or the object is active, or object is just passive in the form of things. So children, please listen. We have a sentence here. We have a sentence here. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, voice. So it is used to describe whether the verb is active or passive. I hope you have written, you have noted this. And now, when the subject of the verb is doing, see, remember, when the subject Rama killed Ravana, right? Rama killed Ravana. Here, subject Rama is doing the action. Okay, remember, Rama killed Ravana. Here the subject Rama is active, he is doing the action. So I can say that when the subject of the verb is doing the action or of the verb, we can call, or we can say that the verb is actually said to be in active voice. Am I clear? Am I clear? At the same time, the subject of the verb is being acted upon. The subject of the verb is being acted upon. The verb is said to be in the passive form. See, look at the examples. Rama killed Ravana. The dog bit the postman, or the dog attacked the postman. Okay, so here the dog is very active. He was attacking the postman in the first sentence, so that we can call that sentence is given in active voice because the subject gets predominance. Subject is active. At the same time, when we convert, or when after changing it into passive form, in the sentence the postman is the subject and the postman was beaten, then that means it is actually being acted upon. Okay, upon. So I have to use the form of be plus past participle form of the verb, and it is in passive form. So I can tell you that the voice of the verbs tells us whether the subject is acting or being acted upon. Am I clear? Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
And Shibin, we have a few points to remember. Active and passive voice are the two different ways of expressing the same idea. Point number 1. Point number 2 we covered. In active voice, the subject gets predominance. In passive, the object gets predominance. Okay. Point number 3, all sentences cannot be changed into passive. All sentences cannot be changed into passive. Only those subjects which have objects can be turned into passive. Clear? We discussed all these points. Another point, a sentence in active or passive voice can be identified by looking at the verb. Okay? If it has a tense form, or you can say that if it has a finite verb. Okay? If it has a finite verb or it has a tense form, it is in active. If it takes the form of be plus past participle form, then we can call the sentences in passive voice. Am I clear? All these points are clear. Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now I have an example for you. The boy plays the piano. Look at the sentence. The boy plays the piano. Who plays the piano? Who is active here in the sentence?
Boy.
The boy is active. So this one, the boy is the person who is doing an action here. So I can call it as the subject of the sentence, right? And the action word is plays. Tell me the tense of the sentence.
Play.
Plays. Tense form?
Simple present.
Simple present. The sentence in simple present tense. Okay. Now the piano receives the action. So piano is the
Object.
Object. So we have got the subject, we have got the verb, and we have got the object. Now, how to change the sentence into passive voice? Remember the tense form. So which be form you should use? The piano is singular subject because we have interchanged the position of the subject and object, right? Look at here, just interchanged. The piano is the subject of the passive voice. The boy is the object of the passive voice. Now, the verb plays. It is in simple present. So, I have used the be from singular is because it is in simple present tense, and also the piano is a singular subject. Clear? So, I can use be form plus. What is the past participle form of the verb play?
Played.
Played. So I have used be form plus past participle form of the verb. And remember the third point, we should use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Clear? So the sentence is, the piano is played by the boy. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now look at here. These are the points to remember. Look at here. These are the points to remember. Let's a quick recap. The object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. How it is possible? Look at the example. The dog ate our turkey. Another example. The dog ate our turkey. So here, active participant is the dog. Who receives the action? Who receives the action?
Turkey.
Our turkey. So here the dog is the subject. Action word is ate. Our turkey is the object. Clear? Am I clear? So subject did the verb. In the sentence you can say that here the subject, the dog, did the verb. What he did? He ate our turkey, right? So who is active here? The dog is active, and ate is the finite verb form which shows the tense. Tell me the tense of the sentence, tense form of the sentence.
Simple past.
Simple
Past.
past. Okay, it is in simple past tense. So how can you change? How can you change the sentence into passive?
Ma'am.
Mm.
Our turkey was eaten by the dog.
Our turkey, because object of the active voice becomes the subject, and the subject becomes the object. Okay, so now you look at here, we have taken the form of be plus past participle form of the verb. How it is was, why I have used was here, why I cannot use is, why I cannot use where, why I cannot use are. Tell me. Why I have used was in the sentence?
Because the sentence is in simple past.
Because 8 shows that 8 is a finite verb. It shows that the sentence is in simple past tense, isn't it? The sentence is in simple past tense. So form of be, simple past form of be singular. The dog is singular. Okay, so we are anyway ending this class by explaining this concept. Why I have used I can tell you that why I have used was because 8 is actually a what 8 is in simple past tense. So I should use be form simple past. Okay, be form there are two be forms was and where can be used. Okay, be form was and where can be used. As our Turkey is a singular subject, I have to use only was plus past participle form of the verb eat. What is it actually? What is it actually? Eaten. Okay, we have eat and eats present form, ate past form, eaten is the past participle form of the verb, isn't it? Isn't it, children? So children, remember, we are using these the past participle form when you convert a finite verb into the passive form. You keep all these points in your mind. Thank you so much for attending the class. We'll be explaining the next concept in the next class. And remember, next class I'll be definitely conducting a class test based on the determiners. And please prepare well and come. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.